Yes, sir.
We're going to label this the International Educated Brothers Podcast.
Yes, sir. We finally international, baby.
We international.
We finally international.
My boy got some stamps.
Got a stamp.
I'm a gas it every time. Stamps.
Boy got one stamp.
Stamps.
Bro got one stamp. But I'm finally a citizen of the world.
What up, world? What up, world?
What's good, y'all?
Long time no see, y'all.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
we have some things going on. Sean gonna talk about that in a second, but we just want to say welcome back to the Educated Brothers Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I've been living in the tri-state for the past like month, so I ain't really been doing nothing. I got stuff to talk about, but like nothing crazy. Well, my boy over here though, Mr. International, Mr. add flight freaking flyer miles to his credit card, Mr. Passport Essentials over here.
Listen, I came back 10 shades darker, if you haven't noticed. But I spent the last almost 3 weeks in the Philippine Islands. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. I knew the Philippines had a lot of islands, but I didn't know they had as many islands as they do. Mm-hmm. They're made up of like 7,000 islands, bro.
Damn.
That
you visited all 7,000?
Hell no. But in the time I was out there, I visited technically 6 of their islands.
Okay, only 6,994 more to go. That's it.
But,
you know?
Oh my God, it was amazing. This is my first international trip. I've never been outside of the country, so it was such a amazing learning experience for me. Humbled the hell out of me, man. I was telling Dante on the way here, you hear these things about these third world countries and you see them on TV, on the internet and things like that, and you like, oh, damn, like people got it rough. But you don't know how rough until you actually see it in person. As beautiful as this country is, because they have a lot of resort areas, Manila is their capital city, so they, is built up to look really more modern. A lot of the people out there are just living what we would call hard. Mm-hmm. And I want to make sure that I'm saying that we would call it hard because since it's what they're used to, the bare minimum of things make them so happy, man.
Yo, but but I've learned this too, because I haven't had the luxury of going to the Philippines. Yeah. Like, I've been to a couple islands, like, and you see it.
Yeah.
And you learn from like when you speak to the people there and stuff like that, it's because we got a lot of first world problems.
Yeah, first world problems.
Shit,
man.
Like, but I want this new game, I want these new clothes, bro, they just be happy that they alive. Like, right. Their level of gratitude is different than ours. And that's just facts, because they're not so distracted by like the newest whatever. Yeah. They're just not distracted, but they're like, yo, we got our family, we got our health, we got our little bit of food or whatever it is that keeps them in that space. Mm-hmm. So we look at it like, yo, dang, like, man, it's a little rough. For them, they probably thinking like, yo, I got it made. Yo, like, I ain't thinking about no credit card bills. I don't care about no car. The stuff that y'all stressing about, we not stressing about. It's like, damn, that's real shit, though.
And they truly live off the land, so they don't have to worry about shit. Like, everything, bro. I went out there, stupidly, I thought that I was going to go out there and lose weight because of how hot it was. But, you feel the difference in everything you're eating because it's literally all fresh.
Yo, that fresh food though. Yo. I'm gonna ask you. You ain't got to get into too much depth, but I've had like burgers from here, and I've had burgers from like places where the cows literally just eat grass and then they kill the cow.
Let me tell you.
I was about to say, how'd your stomach feel about like the real food versus that processed stuff?
Let me tell you without getting bravery shut down. America's trying to kill us. Nigga, yo, I am not joking.
But that ain't no secret.
I am not joking.
That ain't no secret, bro.
Bro, let me tell you just the minimal thing that everybody was looking at me like I was nuts when I said it. So we were pleasured to have people cook for us while we were out there the entire time. For most of the time we was out there. Not like that. Not like
you
that.
Didn't say it like that?
No, not like that. I'm not rude like that. I would never do that. But so they, Filipinos eat rice in every dish, and I'm not a fan of the runny egg. I don't like sunny side up or eggs over easy.
Missing out, bro.
But I was eating it out there. I tried it. I went out there with the mindset of, Everything I usually don't like in America, I'm going to do here just because I have to experience new things. And I promise you, I'm a fan of these eggs now.
Okay.
I've learned to like sunny side up.
As long as it ends with you trying.
Yeah.
I'm cool with
And
it, no matter which way it goes.
I
brother.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay.
But so when the first plate of eggs they brought out to me, I asked you, Dante, what color is egg yolk?
It's yellow.
No, it's not.
Why ain't it?
That shit is orange, bro.
No, it's yellow.
No, it's not.
Why ain't it? Why is it orange?
America's trying to kill us.
Well, listen, you asked me what color egg. Every egg I seen has been from America. I've cooked my own eggs. It'd be yellow in the middle. If you telling me it's orange, now I'm not going to say that you are lying. What I'm saying is you asked me what color it is. So now to come out and find out that it's actually been orange this whole time.
Yo, when they pulled up with that plate in front of me, I looked at it. I look at Grace. Shout out to Big Pooh. I look at Grace and go, "Is these eggs fake?" She was like, "No, they're real eggs."
It's the mother ones you mean that's fake.
I'm like, "Yo, babe, why are these eggs orange?" She's like, "Eggs are orange. They're only yellow in America." I'm like,
damn,
what?
well, listen, I was today years old when I found out that eggs are orange. And
Yo,
I thought they was yellow, bro.
Literally every island we went to.
If you'd have been like, "Yo, son, it's kind of white too,"
Nah,
I'm like, "Oh yeah,
dude.
I see that," but orange.
I'm letting
I believe it.
I'm letting out secrets. Baby, we're about to get shut down, Marv. My bad.
No, listen. At the end of the day, we will make sure that Marv is good. All Marv got to do is be like, I have no idea where they shot that episode. I have no idea. Does that look like your studio? It does. It looks very similar, but I wouldn't say it's ours.
The world is not. They got to change everything.
The world is y'all's. It's not going to say yours.
No, but yo, that was just the first yo, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. So the second what the fuck was they had an orange soda that was similar to Crush.
I heard about that orange soda though.
It's called Royal.
I've heard about that orange soda. That it's actually official tissue.
It's really good.
That's what I heard.
This shit got vitamins in it.
Yo, son, I'm telling you, and you know how bad it is because you ever seen that movie? I literally just watched it the other day with I think Michael Keaton is in it. He's the dude who plays
the guy who started McDonald's.
Yeah. He did he helped him out with the
and he stole the
idea from the Croft or Croc. That was the dude name, Ray Kroc or whatever the case is. Long story short, I was talking to my dad about this too. Yo, that's why burgers used to cost like 10 cents, bro, because they used to have like real meat. That's why, and it's crazy too. The inflation, everything going up, and they're watering all the food down with all this carcinogens and all that stuff. That's why when they say like the meat causes cancer, bro, that's the meat here that causes cancer. It's not the meat across the countries. It's here, bro.
And the third craziest thing. So they do drink soft drinks. They have soda. The top three soft drinks are Coke, Sprite, and the Royal soda I was telling you. You go anywhere out there, the restaurant is most likely selling those three sodas is on their menu. So I'm like, you know what? I'm reading it. Some of the ingredients are a little different. Let me try the Sprite. I don't recall ever actually drinking a Sprite in America and tasting actual lemon in that Sprite. I opened one of the bottles out there and it didn't do the. So I'm like, all right. So I'm thinking the soda is flat, but you can still see it fizzing. So I'm like, this shit clearly not flat. I drink this shit and I'm like, I taste fruit in this soda.
Was it like the Sprite commercials when you see them?
I'm like, my thirst is actually quenched. So, yo, this shit was nuts. And then I started reading all the other sodas. They don't allow the companies to put high fructose corn syrup in their shit.
Yeah, you know why? Because you ain't supposed to be drinking that stuff.
Yo, America is trying to kill us.
Listen, it's not a secret though.
No, let me tell you, because I was eating a lot out there and I would feel full, but I would feel fine like an hour later. You feel full out here, you feel like you don't want to do shit for the rest of the day.
And then you know what? Not for nothing, the food that we be eating. Yeah. Think about it. I don't know if this has happened to you, but I think I got food allergies now.
Yeah.
And I never had food allergies my entire life. Then you get to a certain age, and it's certain things like corn. Yeah. Corn is not what we're supposed to be eating, regardless. At least not American corn, because where does it come from? Like, if you think about it, most of it is either on the cob or in the can, but they even told us that the corn on the cob is genetically modified corn. That's not how it's supposed to be. Now, the farmers who got it, like, they really be ripping down the stalks and stuff, that's a whole nother story. But it's like, that's why there's so many food allergies over here, because there's all this extra stuff in the food, bro.
It's so much shit that I learned the last almost month.
You make you want to go back, right?
I would love to go back. The only thing is, and I'm just going to be real now on the real side of things. When you're not used to traveling that far out, there was a point during the trip where I'm like, damn, like I want to go home.
No,
I got real homesick. But at the same time, it was a crazy conundrum to deal with because in the back of my mind, I'm sitting here dealing like, yo, we're dealing with so much bullshit in America right now. This would be a better place for me to be at. And it was so funny, bro, because you know we're black, so we're gonna deal with racist shit everywhere. I dealt with a couple racist situations out there, but nothing too crazy that I'm not used to, and it's crazy to even say that. But there's a lot of funny shit that happened out there for me being black. The first night we got out.
Never mind. Go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
The first day we get out there, we get into the hotel lobby and everybody just staring like, oh my god, like I was some fucking celebrity. So I'm like, all right, what's going on? So even the fucking police like, hey, like oh my god, they're doing this and shit, they're posing this shit, they're putting their hands up. So my first thought process was, oh, they think I'm a boxer. You know, the Thriller in Manila happened at Manila. So I'm like, okay, I'm big, I'm black. I'm clearly the tallest person in the room right now. So they're thinking I'm some type of boxer. No, I found out that, and I didn't know about this, LeBron James was in the Philippines sometime last year, and he opened up a basketball court that they named after him in Manila. So, like, LeBron's, like, their guy, him and Kobe. Like, they had Kobe #8 sticker on all their trucks. So now they're thinking I'm some basketball player because I'm taller than all of them. Bro, I'm 5'11". I'm not that tall. I'm not that tall.
I was about to say, I mean, you taller than me, but like I wouldn't say you tall.
Bro, I was the tallest person in that hotel.
Dang, son.
So that was the first person I got called. Second, LeBron.
Somebody call LeBron James. That's what they said.
Somebody called LeBron.
LeBron. Yeah, my boy LeBron.
I got called LeBron. That was the first person I called. Some asshole called me DJ Khaled. Right. When we were in a fucking taxi, I'm like, I'm dark as hell.
I was about to say it's only because of the beard.
Only because of the beard.
Let's see.
So the dude called me DJ Khaled. The third night, somebody called me Mike Tyson.
What? I don't see the Mike Tyson one. DJ Khaled, I give him because of the beard. LeBron is even a reach too, but I guess because he balding with the beard. Like, so, but Tyson,
yeah, Tyson.
Okay. I mean, they see what they see.
I got called Charles Barkley by some kid in the street. That's stupid shit.
You ain't no Charles Barkley.
Be gone, scrub.
Be gone, scrub. Be gone.
Nah, the most though that they kept calling me was fucking James Harden. I got called James Harden on every island we went to, bro. That shit was crazy. Bro, I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yo, only reason why I laugh is because, bro, James Harden, that is a reach,
That's
bro.
A reach, bro. Like, I literally got called every black celebrity or bearded person. The funniest shit, though, and we'll get into the actual topic after this. So, the funniest shit that happened when we was out there. So, we take this crazy-ass, small-ass boat to this, one of the little smaller islands.
Did it have a name, like the little boats?
I forgot the name of it, but it's made.
They call it little tink.
It's made out of bamboo wood, but it's small.
Okay.
And it's motorized, but it's small as shit. And we just so happened to go on a day when the ocean was really choppy. That shit was scary. I was losing. Like, I was on that boat, holding the gripping the wood hard as hell. The guy was like, "Hey, you gotta let off a little bit." I'm like, "No,
you got let off."
I can't swim. Like, this is the first time I ever had a found the life vest at work. But I don't trust these shits because I'm really dense. Life vests usually don't work for me. So I finally.
You're not supposed to panic. You're supposed to be calm.
Even so, I finally found one that worked, and I tell people like, "Oh, it wasn't my mind," because when the one that worked, I looked at all of them like, "See, it wasn't me. I'm floating." Like, I'm literally floating. So I finally swam in the ocean for the first time, but I still can't swim, so I floated in the ocean for the first time.
We'll count it.
We'll count that. Clap it up for me. Clap it up for me.
We'll count it as being adventurous. We'll count it as being adventurous.
So we go to this little small island for the day we went. We get to the island. We're chilling because the boat ride was crazy. We were all freaked out. There's this family that, because once you get to this little small island that's off the island of Bohol, we get there. There's like a couple of restaurants. The people come up to you asking if you want to like buy any food or whatever. and there was this. It's all family owned. So there's one family I could see them staring at me. You know, lonely black guy in a sea of Asian people. So the one of the sons comes up to me. He speaks good English because they teach a lot of English out there. He goes, "Hey man, like you're enjoying the Philippines?" I'm like, "Yeah." At the time, I had this gray and red outfit on. So this guy has all black on. He's just chilling, but he's talking like, you know, he gets all his English from like rap music. So I'm like, all right, he thinks he's black. So this is why he's talking to me like this.
It's like Bumblebee from Transformers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. So he's like, yo, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, yeah. We're posing for the picture. This motherfucker looks me in my face and goes, hey, are you blood?
What the?
Yo, of all the things.
So, yo, real talk, like, I know gang culture is everywhere. So, for a split second, I'm like, I don't know this man. He might be really out here banging.
Yo, he might really be out here G-checking. You getting G-checked in the Philippines, bro.
I was like, nah, I ain't blood, though. like I'm many of things, but I ain't stupid.
He's like, I'm just becking blood. That's all it is.
I'm like, yo, I'm just chilling. Yo, I literally was like, I'm just chilling, dog. And his whole family done took pictures with me. His mom done jumped up, took photos with me.
Damn, whole family was bloods?
Nah, bro. Clearly, I was fucking James Harden. But as much as they appreciate black culture, and I'll end on this. I know I said that about that. As much as they appreciate black culture, there are a few things that they do that's like really insulting, but they don't understand it. Like one thing is, you go in any of their pharmacies, there's whitening soap everywhere. They're all about looking white. That's not good. It's so fucked up with their mental about dark skin that the average temperature in the Philippines on a good day is probably like 75 to 80 degrees.
Okay.
You will see nothing but people wearing long sleeves and long pants and shit, because they're taught to believe that if you're darker, that means you're poor, because the darker people who are tan usually work on farms.
Okay.
And the people who are farming are poor, so they have to do that. The whiter people who are rich usually take and then sell it, so they have money. So the mindset is, I want to look as white as possible. So I would, as much as I was getting like glorified and praised out there for being black, I was also getting dirty looks from certain people for being my skin color. Mm-hmm. And you know, once I was put on to why they were doing that, I'm like, yo, that's fucking sad, because you're looking at me weird for being black, but I'm watching you do TikTok dances created by black people. I'm watching you sing.
It's a circle.
I'm watching you sing Beyonce like she's the president of this country. She looks like me. So it was a lot, but it was a good learning.
Irony exists everywhere.
Yo, it's
brother.
crazy. It was a good learning experience. I know I've been talking about it to everybody I've seen so far. You know, it's my first time actually leaving the country, so of course I'm going to talk about it ad nauseum. But try my hardest this week to move on from it, and so I won't be bothering people. I won't.
It's gonna be at least for this week. I mean, maybe eventually you won't do certain things, but it's gonna be at least this week, bro.
But you know,
it's gonna be at least this week. But I ain't gonna hate, because that you should feel happy that you got a chance to enjoy life, bro.
Yeah, it was dope, and I'm happy I got to experience.
Let's take a shot to life.
Yes, sir.
More life, more life. Now, those of y'all that joined in on us last episode, the irony still exists, because this, well, I won't tell on what Shawn has in his cup. Neither will I tell on myself. There's a certain type of beverage within this particular shot glass. We won't say what it is, but those that watched the last episode, you saw us struggle with a beverage of some kind. I'm not going to tell you. You know why? Because if you really want to know what beverage I'm speaking of, you need to go watch that other episode.
Go watch that episode.
So I ain't going to tell you. If you really don't want to know what the struggle was, you're going to go watch that other one. But those of you that did see,
it's up on YouTube.
We cheersing because we defeated the bottle this time around. Okay?
Fuck you, bottle. That shit was hard. I had fucking calluses on my hand all week over that bottle.
Listen, anybody who saw that episode knows we actually got some behind the scenes. We opened that bottle. We actually got that bottle open. There is footage. We'll see if we could drop that footage for y'all. Maybe put it on our IG page.
I'll share it tonight.
And we actually got it off. Mm-hmm. And it literally happened, I want to say probably 5 minutes after we cut off the camera.
Literally, right after.
Yo, like we went out, we got that shit handled in like 5 minutes. We drank from it. It was delicious. By the way, I just finished it like today.
I still got a lot of it left in my fridge.
Yo, because that joint is no joke.
Yeah.
But talking more about today, like I love the fact that Shawn got a chance to travel because honestly, y'all growing up with him, we would always say things like, yo, we went here, blah, 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 blah. And I ain't going to hold you. Sometimes, you know, we talk about the places we've been and Shawn be like, nah, I ain't been there. So to find out that, like, no funny shit. Like the fact that he actually got a chance to travel, y'all, like I'm really happy for him. Like that's my boy and I'm happy that he got a chance to experience that.
I grew up different, and when you grow up different, you get used to not doing certain things. You want to say because of financial reasons, but it wasn't. It was mostly out of fear. When people get used to doing certain things, they're so comfortable in what they're doing, they don't like experiencing new things because it's fearful to them. Yeah. And, you know, I'm just going to be honest about it. My mom is one of those people who fears what's unknown to her. So she kind of I don't know if it was purposely. I want to hope it's not purposely, but she always used to try to project her fears onto us.
The unknown is scary, bro.
And for a long time, I would allow it. But I think I got into like my 25th, 26th year, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like people, like you said, I'm having conversations with people about like, oh, I've been here. They're like, where have you been? I'm like, I've been to Vegas. I've been to Atlanta. I went to Wakanda Junior. I'm like, and I'm like, you know what? I gotta start doing shit. Like, I don't like flying, but I like experiencing new shit, so I deal with it. That flight was long as fuck. Like 18-hour flights ain't no joke.
Nah,
bro.
Listen, this year alone, I'm probably gonna travel the most that I have in the past like 5 years, and I'm so happy, bro. Like I'm actually going away for my birthday this year. Going away for me and my girl. We going away for her birthday this year.
Oh, we not doing that on the 17th, bro.
For what? I mean, we could, but
you gonna be gone.
I ain't gonna be here, bro.
Damn, we'll FaceTime.
I'm gonna be resort life living, bro.
I'm gonna be resort life living, bro.
That's the first time I've actually gone away on my birthday. Like we've gone places. Yeah. I've never gone like away. Like we've been to AC for my birthday. I don't count that. We've been to Vegas for my birthday.
That counts. That definitely counts.
We've been to Vegas and we just leave it at that.
Man, that shit was still a good time.
Nah, I had a good time. I had a real good time. I ain't gonna hold you. I had a good time,
bro.
But yeah, that's all I really done. So this year I'm actually going to a different part of Mexico this year for my birthday.
Nice. Where you going?
The reason why I said different part is because I can't think of the city right now. It's not one of the most well knowns. It's one on the outskirts. It's close to it's one of the islands. Excuse me. It's on the outskirts of Mexico. That if you took a boat, you could get to Cozumel.
Okay.
But I don't know the exact island. I mean, the part of Mexico where it is. But I know if you take a boat from where it is, you can get to Cozumel.
You talking about me? You about to have what's that like? Your 10th stamp on your passport?
Honestly, it's like my 3rd.
That's nice.
And then shout out to. We're gonna talk more about this in June, but bro, I'm going to Japan, son. We're gonna talk more about that in June. Son. We're gonna talk more about that in June.
Who you going to Japan with?
Yo, we're gonna talk more about that in June.
Yo, no. Somebody. You know
I'm going to Kyoto.
I'm not going to just jump into your trip, but somebody else asked us to go to Japan.
Listen,
we about to be with y'all.
All I heard, my cousin went to Japan.
Japan is jumping,
one time, bro. She told me because of the stuff I like, anime, fashion, and all that, Japan is lit, bro. So I'm going there in June.
Dante about to put me in one of his suitcases.
Son, it's to your point, bro. I'm trying to enjoy life. Like this year, 2023, has been shaping up to be very good for me. Everything is going, not everything, but things are going in a way that hasn't gone for me like this in ever, bruh. By the graces of God, this year is going to be a very good year for me, son. So yes,
that's because Finn used the time stone.
Oh Lord, I can't stand you, bruh. I was talking
to her. Shout out to Infinity.
I was talking to Thanos the other day about coming up onto the show. But she said if we do me, you, her, and Big Pooh, that she only wants audio because she's not trying to be on camera.
Nah.
We gonna talk. We gonna talk about that. We gonna talk about that.
I'm speaking into existence now. That's the next episode. Big Pooh and Thanos gonna be sitting on this couch with us. That's the next episode.
We gonna talk. But yeah, bro, like. To your point about traveling and enjoying life, that's all I wanted to say. But I do want us to make sure that we could jump into today's topic
as well. Let's get into it.
Like y'all know how we do. We start off a little bit lighter, talking about our lives, how things is going, and then we kind of get into whatever the hell it is that we want to talk about. That's really what it boils down to. But we've been away for a while, so there's some things that we've seen going on in the world that we kind of want to touch on. And the first thing that at least I brought this up to Shawn before we even started rolling, is those are familiar. Chris Brown, not went on a rant, but he kind of brought up some real shit the other day about like The fact that he's been blackballed, the fact that people still dragging his name. Yo, that joint happened when he was 17 years old. And I'm referencing what happened between him and Rihanna and things like that. He went on to say, like, how come everybody is coming down on him? He's getting blackballed. He can't host shows. He can't do this. But we just talked about this on an episode the other day. As a matter of fact, shout out to Tasha and Jay. Was with them on the show. We talked about how Shawn and Blueface, not necessarily glorified, but you don't see nobody up in arms about that shit. Like, when he brought it up, everybody was like, yo, I shouldn't say everybody, but Blueface caught wind of it. He got upset. But, bro, he's making a valid point. Like, y'all are getting glorified to do the same damn thing he got damned for and still is getting damned for. This is a grown-ass man, changed his life, has a daughter now. He's doing right by her. He's doing right for his life. Y'all still throwing his name in the dirt. And to his point, it's true. But my theory, the reason why his name's getting thrown in the dirt and everything like that is because of social media. And then even Fen, she was asking me, she was like, do you think that if Rihanna would have been like, oh no, it's okay, Chris, and took him back, do you think that he would have still been getting like blackballed and slandered? Absolutely.
The crazy part about that though is that she's been on record saying that, like, a lot of people came at her sideways for it, but it wasn't like a huge amount of people. When she said what she said, she basically was like, yo, she had fault in what took place that night. She's not like trying to make it seem like, oh, what he did was correct, but at the same time, she understands her part in it. So she's not going to sit up there and allow people to feel like, yo, it's all him. And to the point where when she was performing, he was still online posting like, yo, you go, girl. Like, he still has some type of love for her, and she still has some type of love for him, to the point where she can literally be kicking this nigga's back in.
Yeah.
And she never chose to do that. Never. Even when it happened, she didn't do that. So, like, go ahead.
And we don't never advocate for DV. We're not going to advocate for that. Never. That's not where this conversation is going. This conversation is mostly to the point where I just kind of wanted to bring this up because it's crazy to me how individuals that we've seen before, whether it's through wrestling, y'all into wrestling, and y'all know, wasn't Triple H beating on, or somebody was beating on Stephanie McMahon or something like that?
No, not Steph. There was rumors that Triple H used to beat up on China.
You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm going somewhere with this. There's instances where Charlie Sheen has been seen doing wild stuff. There's been instances Robert Downey Jr. has been seen doing some wild stuff, and they still get invited to all these events. They get to host shows.
Shout out to Robert Downey Jr.
Rewards in their name, and this ain't no hate. It's just
it's the first white man to get past for doing blackface.
But see, and it's shit like that, bruh.
That shit was funny, though.
It's hilarious. But my point where I'm going is, because I ain't gonna hold you. Those of y'all that have seen Tropic Thunder, like, if you're not laughing at Tropic Thunder, I'm sorry, you just don't got a sense of humor.
I remember back in '9.
He's like, what do you mean, you people? The hell you mean, you people?
He was like, we fought so hard to not use that word.
For 400 years. It's like, yo, don't you start. We tried to punch him. He grabbed him close. For 400 years. They've been saying that. They've been calling us that name. Don't you perpetuate the same thing.
Hey, yo.
But nah, it's like all these dudes, those people that I just named, right? They've done their fair share of dirt. Nobody even brings their shit up.
Now,
you can't even say Chris Brown's name without somebody trying to give you some shit for even bringing up his name. Or you defending him and you doing. I don't defend nothing. I'm just making an observation on what I see that's kind of peculiar to me, if you will.
For what I see, I think the mistake that Chris usually does, and you brought up the Blueface and Chris Shawn shit. Chris needs to realize that he's here.
That's my
the
point.
People he's bringing up are not even here. They're there. They only get love on fucking Instagram and Twitter. They're not getting real love. Like, for real, like, people don't watch Zeus. People see clips online of Zeus.
They watch it on Instagram instead of actually pulling up to the show.
They're not watching that show.
Yes.
They gotta do crazy shit in front of those cameras so people can get. They don't really get paid off from shows neither. They get paid off of appearances because of the show.
And think about it. I personally think they keep tearing them down because exactly what you said.
Now,
my boy, when it happened, was on was already towards the pinnacle. Now that he's gotten there, and think about it, he's gotten to the point that he's at right now without even having that much backing. You know, he has his fans and things like that, but he's always getting shitted on. So it's to your point of like, because he's up here. If he was some regular schmegular dude it would be clips that you could just find on Instagram and Zeus, and they wouldn't even drag it.
And
or
I
nothing.
think that's why people come at him so much, because he always puts himself in positions to do shit that he doesn't necessarily have to do. Like, I know this has nothing to do with the domestic violence situation, but like when the old boy, the other guy, I can't remember this guy's name because the guy isn't as famous. When that other guy won the Grammy for the best R&B album, Chris Brown got online and immediately started shitting on this dude. Don't do shit like that, Chris. Like,
but he angry though.
I get it, but I understand that we're all human at the end of the day, but once you choose to be in that lifestyle, it's just certain shit you cannot and can do. He has to understand that. You can't be out here talking about how American food is going to kill us. If you're Chris Brown,
you could do that.
I can do that.
So you can talk bad on America, but I can't bring up the fact that Mattel and Uno could be sponsoring us. I can't do that, but you can talk bad on America.
At this very point in my life, hopefully I get to a point where Chris Brown is at, well, I can't say that shit.
Listen, brother,
I'm looking at D like, I can't
honestly,
really speak on it.
I don't want you to, because then that means if you say some real shit, then that means I'm going to have to make sure I watch out for you. Because, you know what happens when prolific brothers start speaking some real facts. Imagine then next thing you know, you get sick, you end up lost or missing.
I don't know where you at.
And you were perfectly healthy. Then you end up in the ICU. Brother, nah, man.
But Chris has to understand that he can't constantly put himself in the situations of other people. It was only a few people that he named that I'm like, you know what, he's right. Like you said, Charlie Sheen, Emma Roberts. I didn't even know Emma Roberts got caught. I didn't know she beat up a man.
Listen, DV don't know no sex, bro.
You got beat up by a Nickelodeon star?
Son. See, that's why nobody knew, because the people who knew probably said that exact same thing. Like, wait, you let her do that?
Her husband friends found out, and they was like, yo, for real?
That's like if you came up to me and was like, yo, son,
you got beat up by the nerd girl from Unbreakable?
That's stupid. If you would have came up to me and was like, yo, Pooh be beating me up, I'm like, who? Like, who?
Winnie?
Because you're not talking about Big Pooh, right?
It's not funny because it's fucked up, because clearly old boy was doing the right thing by not retaliating to her being violent with him. But to hear that shit is like, yo, Chris has a point. But Chris has to understand it's better to just not necessarily move in silence, because you can't do that because you're a musician. So you got to promote yourself. You got to be out there. But
like, to the point is, when is enough though?
But my thing was, and that's what people forget. You said 17, it happened when he was 20.
Yeah.
All right. So Chris had a good career even after that. He was still in movies. He's still
doing his thing right now.
He's still doing his thing. His albums are still selling. His shows are still selling out. You get love. What Chris did is that he's doing something that a lot of us as people, as human beings, do on the normal. He's only reacting to the negative. Chris Brown gets too much love to constantly focus on people shitting on him. He gets more love than he gets from people shitting on him.
Okay.
But it's easier for us to focus on the negative things, so we speak on it more. You know, when we get praise, we try to be humble with it and be like, whatever. My girl tell me every day that I'm the most handsomest guy she knows. And sometimes you hear that shit and you know people just saying it to make you feel better. I know when she says it to me, she means it from the bottom of her heart. So now I'm learning to give her more praise because of it. It's easy for me to shrug that shit off and be like, oh, she just saying that. She got to say that. We together. Nah, she mean that shit. That shit feels good to hear. So I'm going to focus on that more than some girl that played me out a couple years ago. Like, ew, nigga. Like, you feel me? So as people, we need to stop doing it. And I think once Chris gets to a place in his heart to where he's able to just properly move on from it, it's good. And then you have to also look at it this way too. These celebrities are trained to believe that all press is good press. So even if it is negative, they'll speak on it because it brings more light to what they're doing.
Yeah.
Chris going at Blueface for no reason, because like I said, Chris is here, Blueface is here, but he knows people are going to look at that shit online. Chris Brown about to go on tour.
Yeah.
His name is being brought up in the spotlight. It's going to generate himself.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Like, I took a music business class in school.
Okay.
I learned a lot. I learned that people purposely start controversy right around the time they about to sell some shit if they not getting enough sales.
See, that's why he was talking shit about America. Just look out.
I'm trying to get us promoted.
Trying to get some sales. You feel me?
Hey, we about to be sponsored next year.
We about to be here with all the bad foods. McDonald's, Burger King.
Bravery up, baby. We out. We out.
Bravery up.
But nah, seriously. And then another thing they do is, if you buy tickets for a show and the musician like mysteriously gets sick for like weeks on end, that means the sales were horrible. Mm-hmm. So they have to find a good way to be like, all right, well, we're not selling this shit. Oh, I don't feel good. Like shit like that.
Oh, damn.
Notoriously, this happened to Miley Cyrus like 4 years ago. Her concerts, this is when she was still twerking Miley Cyrus. And not, I should have bought myself flowers, Miley Cyrus. When that shit happened with her, mysteriously she went into like rehab. She wasn't doing drugs. She was just fucking with a black dude. Like, fuck.
Yeah,
like, did you
Shawn
think
got all the insides, yo. Inside scoops.
For real, when she was doing that shit, did you think she was a fucking drug addict?
No.
She clearly just was.
No.
She got a taste of our culture, fell in love with it like most people do.
She was in LA. All back. All back. You know what I'm saying? It was just one of these.
Like most people do, she fell in love with our culture. She liked it a little bit too much and realized, oh shit.
Nah, because I remember when she was twerking, everybody was like, yo, I think something really wrong with Miley, blah, blah, blah. I was like, nah, she just got a taste of something.
And she benefited over it because had that part of her career never happened. She, don't get it twisted, Hannah Montana was huge, but her music career would have never took off the way that it did had she not did that shit.
Yeah.
So, she benefited from it, but she got into some real shit and realized, oh, this shit ain't for me. Ran right back to Australian. What's his name? Liam Hemsworth ran right back to his ass. Now they not together. Now she should have bought herself flowers. She just lonely.
She's just lonely.
She's just lonely. But my point being, I got way off topic. My point being is, Chris needs to understand that, and he might be doing it on purpose. He might not. He's not at the level of some of these people. Chris Brown might be top 5 fucking entertainers, dancers,
dead or alive,
singers, dead or alive, that we have ever fucking seen. He has to understand that. Like, your music is generational. Chris has been doing this shit for... It might age us, but he's been doing this shit for over 20 years now.
But see, that's what pisses him off. Like, y'all know good and damn well I'm top 5 DOA.
But
top 5.
We know that. No one's disputing that. The only people, like I said, he has to stop focusing on the negativity.
No, listen, but he sees the positives. He just, it's like if I came up to you every day and was like, yo, bro, you are mad smart, but like the way you dress, like it's terrible. And every day I say, yo, son, you mad smart. But yo, you dress like shit.
That means,
eventually, you're gonna be like, bruh,
that sounds like
stop talking some crazy stuff.
But that sounds like constructive criticism to me, and that just means I ain't listening. If you tell me I'm smart and I dress like a bum, something ain't hitting, and I'm not listening.
All right.
A nigga like me, if you come to me like, yo, that outfit ass, I'm like, you know what? I could do better than this. I could do better than this.
First of all, let me tell you, like, getting joking aside, if somebody come up to me and be like, yo, bro, you mad smart, but you can't dress for shit, I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be mad. I ain't even gonna sit up there.
You
like,
take it that way.
I'm like, yo, son, like, oh man, maybe they saying like, oh, I could get it to. No, like, you really just came up to me and said that.
Nah, but see, if it's different. If you said to me, I would understand. Like, all right, he trying to help me out. He ain't want me out here looking stupid. Mm-hmm. But if a random motherfucker walk up like, yo,
what more do you want from me?
Like, I've been peeping your style, bro. That ain't it,
man. So yeah, so I guess to Shawn's point, he said
it just made me think of some funny shit. So. My shout out to my bro John. He was in the Philippines with us. So we went out to dinner one night and he was eating his soup and he didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So he was just like, so I'm like, yo, we were all asking like, how is it? But John's one of like the most polite people I've ever seen, but he's polite to a fault. Uh-huh. He goes, well, once you get past to the point of no flavor, you just say that shit was nasty.
He was like, yo, I paid for it, so I guess I gotta eat it.
I'm like, in the most polite way, you said that shit was disgusting. He's like, well, once you get past
the fact that there's no flavor here, it's not so bad.
You know me. Once I find something hilarious, I'll laugh at it for hours. I laughed at that shit the rest of that night. I'm like, I can't believe you said that shit, bro. That shit was hilarious. But go ahead, my bad.
Nah, to where I was going to say is, I guess the reason why I understand where Chris is coming from is because it's like, after a while, bro, like, okay, I'm doing the good things, y'all are praising it, but it's like, can y'all stop bringing up, it's like if you always do good, let's say for, like, not that you like keep tabs or anything, but let's say you always do something good for your girl or whatever the case is, and every time she bring up that one thing that she just can't get over. So like you always do stuff nice. You always, make her feel a certain way, whatever the case. But even after that, she goes, yeah, I'm still upset that, you did that one thing that one time like 8 years ago. I mean, it's like, bruh, but I'm doing all this other stuff. Why are you still worried about the thing I did? Well, because I'm still not over it. Like, I get it, but like.
I mean, that sounds like some woman shit.
See, I'm gonna see what kind of energy you come with when Fen and Big Pooh come.
Bro, I said that shit to her face. She listens to every episode. I don't hide that shit from her. I tell her all the time, you need to move on from shit.
You need to move on.
You need to move on.
Now, before we move on to the end of our segment, there is one more thing that I wanted to bring up.
Briefly, because fuck this dude.
We don't even really want to get this too much light, but before I even talk about it, I want to preface it by saying I didn't even know that this dude was such a deviant until very recently.
I knew about it for a while.
Yo, my boy Karl Malone, I didn't know that he was really out here. Yeah. Yo, for those that are not familiar, Karl Malone is a basketball player. He was one of the judges this previous weekend for the
Karl Malone is the third highest scorer in NBA history.
In NBA history, and all of that to say, he had sex with a 13-year-old when he was in college. 12, excuse me. And then not for nothing, parents? Bro, don't even get me started on the parents,
do you know the full story?
Don't even get what? There's more to it?
Yeah, so...
Because I know what I know, but you shed some light to the people there.
The parents didn't believe in abortion, so the little girl had to have that kid. The kid grows up to be an NFL player. Mm-hmm. He played 5 years in the NFL.
For the Bills, right?
I think the Bills was one of the teams.
I think it was one of the teams.
But he also played for the Eagles.
Yeah.
His name is escaping me. I know it's something Bell.
It's Demaris. It's the Emirates or something like that. It's something D something.
So he tried to have a conversation. Karl Malone's his dad. This nigga Karl Malone says to him, I can't really be your father now, but you look like you made it throughout your circumstances. Nigga, what?
Throughout your circumstances.
Nigga, what? Like, and on top of that, you had the nerve to deny me. He denied this dude all of his life until this guy made something of himself.
Yep.
Fuck Karl Malone, dog. And I was a Jordan fan growing up, so I didn't like Karl Malone then.
I didn't like him.
Now I hate him.
Weak ass nickname, the mailman. I always hated that.
And
nickname,
then him
bruh.
and his fucking conspiracy theory ass brother John Stockton. Fuck both of them, bro.
First of all, don't you ever? No, wait. Yeah, I was about to say, is it John Stockton? Yeah, we hate that man.
Fuck him, bro.
Okay, we hate that man in New York. Don't get me started.
Listen, like right? they both was drinking that fucking Mormon juice in Utah.
Yo, and the reason why I just wanted to bring some light onto that is because we recognize a lot of these players. We recognize a lot of these. We were just talking about Chris being one of the most well-known people and things like that. Karl Malone is a well-known figure in terms of sports. And the NBA prides itself on making sure that it weeds out some of these things. Like, very recently, like owners getting ousted and, players getting brought up doing some wild stuff back in the day and all of that stuff. This got swept so much under the radar. So much under the radar. They really sat up here and still praised this man. Like, again, I'm not taking anything away from his NBA career. But, there's certain things where you got to separate the person from the player because, bruh. That is some disgusting shit. Yo.
Don't get me started because I've been having beef with the NBA for a couple of years now, and it was always on the court, but now it's becoming off the court, and I'm starting to just not fuck with the league at all because the fucking players are too soft. Everyone wants to be like, you could be friends outside. Like Magic and fucking Jordan were really good friends, but they went at each other's heads when they balled against each other. These niggas is too nice now. That All-Star game was unwatchable. Bro.
I didn't even watch it.
It was ass.
It's been this for years.
I've been out the country. My brother wanted to watch it. I'm like, you know what? I wanted to watch it too. We watched it together. That shit was horrible, bro. Like, horrible. Everybody know the new All-Star games, they usually bullshit the first half. But third and fourth quarter is turn up time.
Yeah,
like,
that's what it's supposed to be.
Bruh, that shit was a layup line the whole game. The Nuggets coach came out and was like, "Yo, that's literally the worst game I ever coached." And they won. The niggas won.
Yeah, LeBron, what, 5-1 now?
No,
You finally lost?
Yeah. Giannis was out there trying to be and that's another thing that people, y'all gotta understand where this man is from. Like, if I grew up in the slums, me and all three of my brothers are professional athletes, I'm gonna be happy all the fucking time too.
Absolutely.
And people be hating on him for it.
But that's the thing though. People, it's a true phenomenon, bro.
Yo.
Some people don't like to see people happy,
That
bro.
shit is wild.
But it's because they're not happy within themselves.
Yo.
Imagine you're pissed off at somebody
because they're happy.
That
like,
shit
is
imagine
crazy.
How that sounds.
Bruh.
Look at his old happy ass over there, always smiling. Like, look how crazy that sounds.
They was giving my man Giannis shit for just being a goofball. Bruh,
my man is enjoying life and y'all mad.
I'm a millionaire. I'm worth almost $300 million. I know at some point in my life I'm going to be a billionaire. Hell yeah, I'll be happy.
And I came from nothing.
And from nothing. My kids are going to eat off what I'm doing now.
I found a way to make generational wealth.
Fuck
Absolutely,
outta here,
I
bro.
am happy. Listen, the moment I figure out in terms of life how to generate wealth for the generations of my lineage moving forward, I'm going to be happy every damn day too. You know why? It is one less thing for me to worry about, bro.
And I'll be at peace for the rest of my fucking life. For the rest of
my life. And because if you show your kids how to keep up with this, and then they pass it down, and then they pass it down, that's how you create the generational wealth. The problem is certain people have to take the responsibility to say, no, it's my turn to change this because the person before me didn't. So now I got to take the responsibility.
It's little things like these people, and we'll get to the end of the episode, and there's little things that people who grow up like that, they take and they just so joyful about it. Like, Giannis has millions of dollars. When I was leaving the Philippines, I made it like, I'm like, yo, half the shit that I brought, I don't need. So I left a lot of my stuff out there and then just gave it away. As we're going to the airport, I pull out a Nuggets jersey that I have. I have a lot of basketball jerseys. I'm like, you know what? I don't wear this as much as I did. I only brought it out here because the sleeveless is hot. I look at the cab driver like, hey, you want this? And as I'm asking him this shit, all of the airport workers are seeing me hand it off. Like, I'll take it. And my first thought process was like, damn, they hounding. But then I'm like, you know what? This little small token of like, here, would mean so much more to them because they don't have a lot. So that something that tiny would make their fucking day. Like,
yep.
Something small like that. So imagine getting millions of fucking dollars.
Which is actually, and we do this every episode, how we bring everything full circle. Because we literally talked about in the beginning about your travels and how you notice those things. And now you're even saying like the little things. And that's what you brought up before, right? So we brought everything full circle yet again because as we get to the end of the episode, we like to tie everything together. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we want to show the gratitude that we have for certain things. That's why when Giannis smiles, it's things like that I also want to learn. Like, I didn't necessarily have the worst upbringing, but I also didn't have the best. Like, there were things that I wanted that I necessarily didn't get. But, you know, now that I think about it, it's like I still had a great childhood. I still have a great adulthood. Like, as life progresses, I'm just more grateful every single day, right? So, yeah. Yeah, brother.
Bruh, listen.
So today, y'all, we talked about a couple things. My boy with his millions of stamps over here. I'm sure he's going to have more to talk about that experience next time around. Touched on Chris Brown and them and how they be wilding, long story short.
Breezy, remember you're here.
You up here, bro.
You're here. The world is yours.
This is you, baby. This is you.
Jesus.
And molesting Malone, we don't even got to shout you out, brother. Fuck you, because that is disgusting. We ain't got nothing else to say, but all of that to say, y'all, thank you for tuning in.
That's why you ain't got no rings, bitch.
Thank y'all for tuning in. No Talent Beats. Play us out, brother.
No Talent Beats.